Thursday, my friends. It is a beautiful Thursday morning in good old Arizona. It's Arizona. That's where I'm at. I'm in Arizona, Laura. I know you're in North Carolina, South Carolina. I can't remember. You're in one of the Carolinas. How you doing this morning? This is Morning with Maddix, everybody. This is where you can wake up. You can get your coffee. You hear me? You can get your cereal, your oatmeal, your bagel, your breakfast. Just don't get a donut. You don't deserve a donut on a Thursday. You got to be intentional about your donuts, my friends. It's like your cupcakes. What's up, Jake? How you doing, man? What's going on with you out in New York, buddy? How's everybody on Instagram? We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. How's everybody out there? Comment where you're watching from. Are we going to have more watch on YouTube, more watch on Facebook, or more watch on Instagram? We got my friend Rachel on here, and we got Mark Beeman telling us God morning, as it always is. Good morning, Melissa. How you doing? There's Melissa, somebody you need to follow. You'll love her on Instagram. Slide over to my Facebook every once in a while. If we're Instagram family, we should be Facebook family. How you doing out there, Sarita? Did I say your name right? Sarita? We got Mary in the house over here on Instagram. Well, guys, it's Thursday, okay? Some could say it's Taco Thursday. Hey, they said it's Taco Tuesday. I would love to know who created the rules that it can't be Taco Tuesday and Taco Thursday. Whoever thought of that, huh? Anybody ever thought about expanding? Anybody ever thought about breaking the rules, changing the rules? Anybody ever thought about ignoring the rules? Not a bad idea, huh? Ignore the rules. We got Tanya here. Tanya, man, we are 1 week away. One more week today. 7 more days. Y'all will be in the lovely land of Arizona. How many of y'all watching Morning with Maddix have ever been to Arizona before? Don't you understand that there's no place you can go in America that has better sunsets than Arizona? Sarita, I said your name right. That makes me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Guys, have you ever thought about the Star Spangled Banner? Do you know the history of it? If you knew the history of it, you would have chills. You would have chills when you sang it. You would cry when you sang it. You would sing it with love. You've been to Arizona, Laura? Well, have you been? Have you been to Phoenix? Have you been to Scottsdale? Have you been to Old Town? Have you been to Sedona? How's everybody on Instagram doing? You're live with Morning with Maddix. I'm also live on YouTube and good old Melissa. How you and your daughter doing out there? Melissa loves sunsets. Well, Melissa, if you love sunsets, well, there's no sunset like an Arizona sunset. I've lived in Florida. I've seen sunsets. I've lived in San Diego on the beach. I've lived in Hollywood. I've lived in Michigan. I've lived in Missouri. I've lived in New York. I mean, where haven't I lived is the real question. The real question is, the most beautiful sunsets on planet Earth occur right here in Arizona. Well, this morning, guys, I want to start off talking on Morning with Maddix. It's Thursday, no, it's not March. Hey, we got Terry Graves in the house. Terry, I got one simple question for you, sweet friend. When you coming down here to Arizona, and how you doing? How's life treating you? Man, let me tell you right now, I'm fired up about the future. I mean, it's easy to look at what's going on in our world and just feel overwhelmingly like, what the heck? Did we time lapse? Are they playing jokes on us? You know, there's all these questions that come to my mind when I use my brain and I use my ears and I use my eyes Wow. Brain, ears, and eyes, tools we have. Devices God gave us that don't just sit on our head. Can you get rid of your ears? You're stuck with them whether you want to or not. You need your ears. You need your eyes. You hear me? You use your ears. You use your eyes so you don't experience the surprise. Boy, let me tell you. Laura says, I agree. We got my friend Pastor Ray in the house. Pastor Ray, I trust you are doing awesome. Shout out to all the pastors out there. The pastors who are masters, not disasters. We got my boy Mark Hampton all the way from good old Oklahoma. How's Oklahoma football going to do this year, Mark? I'd say Oklahoma football probably won't win a natty for about 25 more years at least. At least, Mark. Now you got to deal with Michigan, Bubba. Were you happy about? Are you happier with the coach you have, or would you rather have Lincoln Riley? And don't say you'd rather. Who would you rather have, Lincoln Riley, Bob Stoops, or the coach you have? And that's for Oklahoma Nation. That's for Sooner Nation. We got Luke on a journey over here on Instagram. That's my buddy. He's a rock climber. He's a traveler. He's a soul. He's family. I've known him since he was a teenager. And we're family, actually, believe it or not. Luke and I are family, y'all. We are officially family. We vacation together. We've gone to the Smoky Mountains. Luke's a soul. He's a real one. Follow Luke on a journey on Instagram. Luke on a journey Instagram. You'll like him. You'll vibe him. You'll like his commitment to outdoors, his commitment to rock climbing, his commitment to just, hey, what about a new way of life, my friends? What if the new way is the nature way? Has anybody thought of nature is the nurture? Hey, you can't experience nurture without nature. Nature is your friend. Nature is your teacher. Nature is your healer. Nature is everything. Without nature, there is no life. Without nature, there's no possible way for you to truly. What's up, John Fon? I saw you made a request to jump on Morning with Maddix. You're going to jump on here in about 20 minutes or so if you want to jump on, Johnny. Talk about the old days, pop in some questions. We got Tiffany Foster watching this morning. Luke, I'm proud of you, buddy. So proud of you. I keep up with you, my friend. I'm always asking Amber, how's my buddy Luke doing? And I'm always keeping up with your Instagram, bud. And I just couldn't be more proud of the young man you are. You give me hope for the future of America, buddy. Luke gives me hope for the future of America. Hey, not all is lost. Remember, not all who wander are lost. Just because somebody wanders doesn't mean they're lost. Hey, you thought they were lost when they were explorers. They were what they call adventure. Does anybody remember adventure? Well, let me hit you hard this morning. Let me hit you hard so that way you don't stress about having to walk a yard. I'm going to hit you hard, okay? Hey, Matt for Prez, says Luke. Luke, man, your mother would love. If your mother loved Trump, she would love me as a president, let me tell you. Boy, I love your parents, Luke. I love your family, buddy. And I'm grateful. I can't wait till we all get together in a cabin again. We got to do that. I don't know if it's Thanksgiving, Luke, or if it's summer. We got to do something, Bubba. Lisa, how you doing? We got Lisa, Tiffany, John, Mark. We got Tanya. We got Carol Lee jumping in. Carol Lee all the way from Canada. Carol Lee, there's debate. Are you the only Arbo family? Are you the only normal Arbo family left? That is the debate. Is Carol Lee the last one standing? John Fon says, you got my vote. Do you? Do I, John? That means a lot, dude. I mean, John, I'd probably put you on my campaign team. That's how powerful you are, buddy. Hey, I know all the go-getters. I know all the world changers. I know all the people who are real. Hey, so anyways, guys, it's Thursday. This is the first day of the rest of your life. You should be living with absolute enthusiasm and passion. Hey, even if you're hurting, don't forget, you got a dream. Even if you're feeling low, and even if you're out of money and you're tired and you're discouraged and you've been through all kinds of whatever, don't give up. Don't allow yourself to feel defeated, because you got to remember, my friends, hey, not even the night lasts forever. The sun is going to rise again in your life. We got my boy Brett. How you doing, Brett? The sun is going to rise. I wish everybody would realize the sun is going to rise. Carol Lee, we got Charlena here. Be careful, Ellen Ray is with me. Oh, Ellen Ray. First of all, if Carol Lee, you and Ellen Ray are together, man, you guys don't know how much I love y'all. I just love. You know what I was thinking last night, Charlena? I had a food truck last night. Does anybody support food trucks or small businesses, huh? Are you going to keep supporting? Hey, what if the revolution, the renaissance, the revival of the future was small business, small business, small business, small business, small business? You ready? Food trucks, mom and pop shops, trading. You know, you guys ever heard of trading? We don't even trade anymore as people. All we do is buy from corporations. We don't trade, we don't grow, we don't sell. You know, we've almost completely lost our way of life as a society, as a people. Do we even know how to survive? You know why I spend so much time with the homeless? Yesterday, I got to thinking. Literally spent 4 hours of my day serving the homeless yesterday. Now, I don't say that to say any other thing than, my friends, you could be in the family. Yes, I am in the family, Carol Lee. Don't forget, I am in the family. I just can't believe you went off and got married. I just couldn't believe this. I just couldn't believe it. There's a part of me that wanted to fight the guy. I wanted to just come up and fight him and see what he was worth. See how he can hang in a fight. Say, look, if you can hang with me in a fight, then you're good enough to marry, you know, who I consider to be my niece. She said I was too good to be single. Carol Lee, you know what? You had to get married young. You couldn't have stayed single. There's no way your father would have had peace. There's no way that any of us would have had peace unless you got married young. Thank you. Thank you, Father. And a great big shout out to hey, I'm sorry. Listen real quick, guys. Gareth, Bibby, I just sent him a friend's request. He and I need to be Facebook friends, Carol Lee. I need to understand how he and I are not Facebook friends. What kind of situation is this? But anyways, let's talk. It is now officially 6:17 in the morning right here in Arizona. I get up early. I'm an early riser. I don't even need an alarm. I'm not joking. I don't set an alarm. Natasha and Jeremiah, they're in the house. We got my boy Chris Bacon, who dropped the bomb yesterday. How many of y'all loved Chris Bacon yesterday? Comment below if you loved having him live. Chris, boy, you got that ticket. We're going to have us some fun next week, 2 weeks, or whatever it is, 3 weeks. I know I got it in my calendar. I know exactly when it is, but I thought it was next week, but I know that's Mark and Zach coming, Bacon. We're going to have us some fun, Chris. Hey, you guys don't travel enough. Y'all don't. You know what we need back? I'll tell you what we need back. You want to know what we need back? I'm going to name a word that a lot of you are not used to hearing. You ready? I am going to name a word that a lot of you are not used to hearing. Hospitality. Ooh, I want to talk to you this morning about hospitality. The Bible actually tells us, my friends, to be given to hospitality, meaning it was supposed to be a way of life, but because people no longer build fires anymore. They don't even cook at home anymore. They don't sit on the porch. They don't go for walks at night or in the morning. You know, people don't even sit around and have dinner anymore. Everybody's on their phone. What do they say? The phone can connect you with people all the way across the world and disconnect you from the people that matter most. Hey, we're going to have fun, Chris, aren't we, huh? You coming in, Chris? We're going to do it. Chris and I know how to do what you call vibe. We're simple, we're easy, we're chill, we beat life. We don't horse around with small talk and small thinking and, you know, gossip. We don't waste our time gossiping. What do they say? Great people, listen. It's like great people like to talk about ideas, solutions. Average people like to talk about things. Like, hey, I just got a new boat, or I got this gun, or I got this book, right? You know, whatever, things. They got this new something. They always got this new something. Huh? You ever, hey. They always got something new. Yeah, we're going to have us some fun, Chris. We'll eat, we'll laugh, we'll build fires, we'll feed the poor, we'll baptize people in the river. We will pray people through the Holy Ghost fire. Everybody now wants to call it Holy Spirit. Everybody they're so nervous to say Holy Ghost. They say Holy Spirit, the Spirit, moving of the Spirit. And I'm for it because it is a Spirit. Hey, it says Holy Spirit, but it's Holy Ghost fire. You know what it is. Ellen Ray, Carol Lee, what'd she say? You're a one-man band. Hey. I've taken up the guitar. You don't know, I'll come up there and Moncton. I'll come in there with my good old guitar. Where's my pick? Doggone it. I need like 10 picks. I'm tired of losing picks. But you know what? I got something to say to you guys. I got something to say to all you this morning. Doggone it. Where in the heck is hospitality gone? I mean, it's to the point now where we don't even go to people's homes anymore. We don't get invited to people's homes anymore. Hospitality is gone. It's gone. Who do you know that's hospitable? Who do you know that shows hospitality? Lisa says I need to get a tambourine. Who's on Instagram thinking the same thing? Hospitality. You know, when a family member comes to stay, when a friend comes to stay, your attitude about them coming, your in-laws, guys, 1 week does not define your life. 1 day does not define your life. Some of you get so little me time in life. Some of you almost have no me time. Have you guys stopped to think about how busy churches are? Busy doing what? Who's drinking their water this morning? Busy, busy, busy. So many people are so busy that they're not living, that they're not thriving, that most people have zero control of their lives, of their schedule. Most people have zero say-so of your own life. Most of you are not the CEO of your own life. Most of you aren't even your own boss, okay? You've lost almost all identity, almost all independence, okay? Your energy is at an all-time low. Somebody is on my Instagram telling me to shut up. Somebody is on my Morning with Maddix on my Instagram, and their life sucks so bad that the only thing they can type is just shut up. Well, they're probably a bot. They're probably somebody that's got an extremely, extremely low self-esteem. You know what I mean? And that's all right. They probably didn't even mean to tell me to shut up. Maybe they were telling someone else to shut up, and that's all right. Guys, the only reason people hate is because they ain't ate yet. They just need to go eat. They're just hungry. They're just hungry. Hey, Mark Beeman, how you doing this morning? Bubba, what's going on? Ha! Somebody's feeling convicted, says Tiffany. Yeah, like they say. Boy, that should be on a t-shirt, shouldn't it, Tanya? You know, my friends, like they say, if you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, the one that barks the loudest is the one that got hit. So, anyways, back to what we were talking about. You got your coffee, Marcus? Same, bub. Same. So anyways, back to what I was saying is we got to return to good old-fashioned humanity. Do you remember how to be a human? Do you remember how to smile and be genuinely excited when friends and family come over? Or have we completely shut ourselves off that we're not even hospitable to our own family? We're not even hospitable to our own friends. Now, here's what you really got to become in life. You ready? You really got to become the person that people want to be around. You got to be the person that people want to have over. Okay, you got to be the person that people want to invite to the fireside chat. And then you got to understand that a lot of the reasons why you're not invited has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. A lot of the times, the reason why you're not invited, Carolee says she's always happy. Carolee, of course you are. Of course you are. You're happy because you're just happy. You've always been happy. You've always been in a good mood. Probably because you understand food. You know, listen, because you got the right attitude, that's why you're in a good mood. You're not a dude, you're a lady, and you're in a good mood because you know you're not a dude. That's got to give you peace to know you can be a lady. Wow, God made you a lady, you can go ahead and be one. Isn't that kind of neat? Isn't that kind of neat? That's actually kind of neat that you don't got to go have a sex change, Carolee. You can just be a female. You can just be normal and be a female. And now you're a married female. And now you're a wife, which life just looks good for you. Happy for you and Garrett. Sophie, how you doing out in Texas, Wexas? How's Texas? Is Texas stepped up yet? I'm still waiting on Texas. Oh, I'm still waiting on Texas. Where's hospitality at? When my friends and family come over, I'm genuinely excited about it. I get pumped about it. I make sure that, it's kind of like this, okay? Where's hospitality when it comes to funerals or when it comes to just bad things happen? I don't know. Where's hospitality when it comes to you moving or when it comes to just family gatherings or holidays? Where's hospitality at? Or where's hospitality gone when family members are traveling and staying in hotels rather than staying with family? Hey, I've done that many times though. My family was so cray-cray. I'm like, look, I gotta get my own hotel so that way I can have spurts. I can have a place of silence, a place of peace, a place to just stare at the wall, a place to escape, a place to just be. Anybody relate? Hey, can't spell families without lies. Not everybody in your family is safe. Not everybody in your family is true. Not everybody in your family has your best interests. Not everybody in your family even loves you. Not everybody in your family sees your greatness or sees your strengths. Hey, here's my question. What kind of ability do you have? Do you have the ability to see the good in people? Or do you have the ability, ready for this? I'll never forget this. You guys want to hear a cool story about G.A. and Vestamangen? Who wants to hear a story about legends? We got my buddy Zach in the house. That makes me smile. How you and Kayla doing? 1 week from today, my friend. And the squad, the God squad, will be in one place. Ooh, what's that song say? You better look out, devil, look out. You better look out, devil, look out. We come to you in the name of the Lord. You better look out, devil, look out. Hey, hey. Does anybody know how big we win? Does anybody know how good it's about to get? How you doing on YouTube? I can't neglect you. You guys don't realize I'm live on YouTube this very moment. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on Instagram. The only place I'm not live right now, and that's sad. That's disappointing. That's sad. It's TikTok. Get it? Tick-tock. Tick-tock. The clock. The clock. The time. The time. Guess what? Are you in a hurry? Nope. Are you in a rush? Nope. Why? Because, listen, you ain't got nothing but time, my friends. The time is now, and this afternoon the time will be now, and tonight by dinner the time will be now. I was sitting there having lunch with G.A. and Vestamangen. I'll never forget it. We were sitting there at Copeland's. G.A. Mengen loved to eat soup. He was a soup eater. G.A. and Vestamangen, to sit with them would be like sitting with presidents, kings, ancient masters, Bible characters. You just couldn't get any more powerful than the dynamic duo of G.A. and Vestamangen. I got to see them. I got to preach in their church for 14 years straight. I got to go to their church for a month at a time and stay a month. I would fly in October and usually stay almost the whole month of October at POA. For 14 good years, my friends, these eyes and these ears walked the halls of POA, and endless amounts of lunches and dinners and breakfasts with the likes of G.A. and Vestamangen, Anthony and Mickey Mangen, and I could start naming the list of people that have gone through that church that I've been blessed to one-on-one, people like the Marshalls, people like Tim Rutledge, who's sometimes on Morning with Maddix. He might even be on this morning. I see my buddy Jim LeBlanc. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, Bubba? But anyways, we would go out and we would talk. And when I would go to lunch or dinner with great people, the Bible says, when you come into the presence of a king, put a knife to your throat. You know what that means? That means you don't overeat and you don't overtalk. Duh. Hey, we got my boy Dale. How you doing, Dale? I was just thinking about you this morning, actually thinking I need to call my buddy Dale. We need to plan us a trip. You need to come on down here. He likes starting off. He's a friend of mine, and here he is in Iowa starting off, a businessman, a successful businessman. Hey, when I see the Lenz family, I see the future of America. Hey, they show me what America looks like, what an American family looks like from Iowa, just good old-fashioned American values, hard-working, good people, honest people, friends till the end, fun people, down-to-earth people. That's what you get when you get Dale Lenz. Hey, Lenz, get it? He can see. He's got the lenses, my friends. He can see. He's a walking lens. He can see through you, in you. And how special is this? And we got my buddy John Fulmer in the house. How is it that we can have so many great people in one room? Wow, this is powerful. And we're not even talking about everybody on Instagram. Did y'all see Caleb Maddix pop on yesterday morning on Morning with Maddix? He texted me and said, I want to go live a whole episode. We got YouTube going. We got Facebook over here. John, appreciate you jumping on. I'm excited about all of you guys all connecting with each other because you guys are all the good peeps. Anyways, I'm sitting down having lunch with the Mangans, right? And this is just us three. It was just me, GA invested, probably a good 2 hours of me just drilling them with questions. Guys, I would never go to a lunch with a great person without having at least 20 to 30 questions that I'm ready to ask. People don't ask enough questions. They're missing out on wisdom they could be gleaning. And I see way too many young men when they get around people like that, they just talk too much. You're not there to talk. You're there to listen. You're there to ask questions. You're there to glean. So when I would get around, GA Investor for a lunch or a breakfast or a dinner, it would be 98% them talking, 2% me asking questions and listening and writing notes and just listening and having them tell me more stories and how did you do it? And what was it like in the younger days? And what are the secrets? What are the secrets? And I remember one particular afternoon, it was a Sunday afternoon, and we were at Copeland's, and it was so peaceful. Nobody was in a hurry. And I was just asking them so many questions about revival, about God, about the miraculous, about people, about church growth, and how do you build a church? And Vesta Mangan, if you knew her or if you know her, she has, if you guys don't know Vesta Mangan, look her up on YouTube. Just look her up. You're in for a treat. Look her up. Irma, how you doing? We got Irma and Sherry jumping on. This makes me happy. When skies are gray, nobody understands the power. If you don't get chills and goosebumps this morning when I heard the national anthem, and we got to that part, hey, how can you hear the national anthem without chills, without getting choked up and getting a lump in your throat, especially when that part says, and our flag was still there. You don't understand the power of that. It's still there. It's still here. It'll always be here, my friends. You can't stop America. You can't spell Jerusalem without USA. There is no Jerusalem without USA. Hey, my friends, this is a protected land. This is a sacred land. This is a prayed for land. This is a special land in the heavens. And you better believe God and the angels love mighty America. Yes, we need to be humbled as a nation. Yes, we need to repent. Yes, we need to change our ways. No, we don't need to change. We need to transform. We need to go from being the butterfly to the caterpillar. We need transformation as a nation. We don't need change. We've had enough change. We need a metamorphosis. We need a revival as a nation. We need restoration of culture, of values, of honor, of love, of hospitality, of friendship, of romance, of art, of dancing, of nature, of camping, of front porch sitting, of live music, of home cooking. Home cooking? Hey, do we even have home cooking anymore? Who cooks at home? Anyways, we were sitting there and I was asking them, how do you grow a church? What's the secret to growing a church? Because they grew a church. Hey, that wasn't a museum at POA. It was a spiritual hospital. It was a place of healing. It was a place of restoration. It was a place of peace. It was a place of power. And it was a place where anybody could go in discouraged and walk out encouraged. Anybody could walk in there defeated and walk out feeling like you could take on the world. And if you ever got around Vesta Mangan, you'll find out there's a reason why they built the church they did in Alexandria, Louisiana. Good old Alexandria. That's the armpit of America. Man, to go to Alexandria is to just basically say, I'm going to church. Because that's all there is there. Have you ever been to the mall in Alexandria? Have you ever seen the mall there? Depression at its finest. And we got Michelle. We got Mama Susie jumping on. Didn't you love seeing Chris and I together? He's going to be here a whole week. You'll see us live together. Pert near almost every morning. I'll have him pop in here and drop some nuggets and some whiz. And hey, Michelle, and anyway, so I was sitting down having lunch with them. And when I went there, guys, we were in revival. We didn't play around. It was soul winning every day. It was baptizing people in the streets. It was block parties. It was Bible studies. That's just how it was every time we came. And we came, it wasn't lame. It wasn't a game. It wasn't a shame. Hey, when we came, the devil left. When we came, the enemy was defeated. When we came, demons ran. Yeah, look at that right there. Thank you, Natasha. They cook and raise and grow their own food. And see, the Bible talks about be not like the world, right? We assume worldliness is one thing. Thou shalt not do drugs and alcohol and have sex outside of marriage and don't look like the world. We don't know how many things we do that are literally downright worldly, paganistic, satanic, just playing into evil. And people like Natasha and Jeremiah are future America. Why not? Hey, my grandparents never had a summer where they didn't have a garden. Never. Oh, never. Gone inch by inch, row by row. Gonna make this garden grow. Oh, inch by inch, row by row. Gonna make this garden grow. Are you? Huh? You got a garden? God had a garden. You ain't got a garden. You said, well, I got no land. Well, get creative. And if you can't grow a garden, find somebody that does. Go buy their stuff. Go to local markets. Go to the farmers. Hey, them farmers that are selling fruit and vegetables on the side of the road, buy that. Here we go. So I was sitting there with good old Mama Vesta Mangan and G.A. Mangan. And G.A. Mangan was powerful. When he walked in the room, everybody would stop and just stare. He had a presence. He had a commanding walk of just authority. He knew who he was. He knew who his God was. I don't think I've ever met anybody more confident and more powerful, but also was able to maintain such a humility. Boy, oh boy, did they ever. Boy, were they. And let me tell you right now in history, I can't name one time. And since the time I met them 24 years ago, that they've ever been anything but kind, encouraging, loving. Even when I failed the most, they still spoke life in me, spoke my future, and that's what they would do. And that's how they were. But if you sat with Vesta Mangan and you started asking about winning souls, there you go. I love this, Sherry. Your sister's got a huge garden. Well, God bless Michelle. Donovan, how you doing, Bubba? So good to see you. Tell your family I said hi, my friend. Those are some good old people from good old Ohio. Donovan, you know that Ohio State is being dethroned right before your own eyes. You'll probably be in your 60s before you see Ohio State beat Michigan again, Bubba. But anyways, hey, so I was sitting there having lunch. And I was asking them about church growth and how to win souls and how to grow a church. And Vesta Mangan was ripping it. If you got her talking about soul winning or church growth or healing or Jesus, you might as well just know you're going to see fire. You're going to see enthusiasm. You're going to see passion. And she won't let up or shut up. And she brings it, and she brings it strong. I remember the first time I ever preached at POA, literally the first time ever. I was standing in Anthony Mangan's office getting ready to go out there, and in walks the fiery Vesta Mangan. First time I ever preached at POA. She walks in, and you should hear the way they talk. They know how to talk like the Southerners. And she came in with that Southern sweet, Matt Maddix, you're such a gift. We love you so much. And she just loving. And all of a sudden, something just must have switched in her. And she goes, you hear me? She grabs my tie and she pulls me in. She goes, go hang this church over hell this morning. Every one of them, put them all in there. If they're not winning souls, they're going to burn in hell anyways. She goes, shake them, put them on their face. And she just starts raring into me. This is the first time I'm ever preaching there. This is a Sunday morning. And she's for 5 minutes telling me, don't you climb the pulpit, climb the pews. Don't you hold back. I don't care how many people are out there. I don't care if there's judges there. She's just going on. I don't care who's sitting there. Don't you worry about anything. You be Maddix. Hang those people over hell this morning. Boy, you get that kind of message before you go preach to the POA for the first time. I split my pants. I literally split my pants. You could see my boxers because I was preaching all over that place. Somersaults, climbing on the pulpit. We were having revival. And I remember Terry Schock asked Vesta Mangan, what should we do? We can see his boxers. She goes, let him preach. Let him preach. We've seen legs before. Let him preach. And you could see anytime I would roam, I was a preacher. I never stood in one place. I'd go through the audience, climb in the pews, walk in the aisles. Little I know, the first time I preached at POA, I ripped my pants. And when I got done preaching, listen, you ain't preaching till you rip pants, rip your suit coat. You hear me? It's called fire. It's called passion. Anyways, I ripped them, and Terry Schock came up to me at the end at the altar call, goes, tie your suit around you. Tie your suit around your waist, your suit coat. He hands me my suit coat and says, tie it around your waist. I'm like, okay. I said, I was puzzled. And I said, is everything okay? He goes, yeah, you just ripped your pants while you were preaching. And I felt down. I reached back and I could see a slit. And I was like, oh, Jesus, you could see my boxers. Thank God I had cool boxers on. Thank God they weren't white Hanes underwear. What men wears white Hanes underwear? Thank God I had cool boxers at least. But anyways, needless to say, I was able to get a lot of inputs from the Mangans, a lot of lessons, a lot of secrets, a lot of codes, a lot of whatever. So we were sitting there and I was asking them how to build a church. And she's going off. You got to be willing to knock every door. She said, we would follow ambulances to the hospital to pray for people. If I would see an ambulance going this way, I would turn around and follow it. I mean, how many of y'all do that? You know what I mean? She said, we reached for them in the gutters. We went to the worst neighborhood. We built this church in the worst neighborhood in Alexandria. We brought them in. We had to clothe them. We had to brush their hair. We had to feed them and then stick them in the choir. She said we reached for sinners. That's all we did was reach for sinners. The lowest, the worst, the lost, the sickest. And she's going off and off and off about this. And I'm getting fired up. And G.A. Mangan, how he always would, because he was quiet. Okay, he was quiet. And Mark, he was so quiet. And but when he spoke, it was like lightning just shot through the cosmos. It would be like nature spoke. It would be like when he spoke, because she was so passionate and so she was the speaker, if you would, and he was just always just quiet. I remember one time we were sitting there having dinner at Copeland's one night. It was a Sunday night. It was the Marshalls, Vonnie Marshall. If y'all don't know the Marshalls, those are some good people. We had us some good times. And we baptized people nearly every day. We didn't play. Hey, we didn't play. We baptized them every day. You know, if you don't baptize them every day, it's just a play. You know, you're just a church play. You're not an army. You're not a disciple. You're not a revival. You're not a force. Jesus said the kingdom of God suffereth violence and the violent take it by force. You know, so good to see you, Sherry. I can't thank you enough for how much you and your husband and family mean to me and how much y'all prayed for me and love me. And boy, I know you're a prayer warrior. I know there's times I let you down, but you never stopped praying for me, even when I was being just the most controversial. You still kept loving. I've known Sherry. She knew Kay. She was there the day Caleb Maddix got dedicated as a little baby by the great Jeff Arnold. And somebody says they love my shirt. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. Is that Michaela? Michaela, how you doing? You got to get you one of these shirts. Don't worry, we're going to be selling these shirts. We're going to be giving them away. I don't want to sell them. I want to give them away. I don't want to sell them. They tell me to sell them. I'd rather give them. I want to give, guys. I want to give. That's how you live as you give. That's how you live. You can't live without give. Name me. Bring me the first human ever you met that's ever out giving God. So anyways, we were sitting there one night. It was a Sunday night. And Anthony Mangan was fired up. He was enthusiastic. We had there'd be times we'd have 80 get the Holy Ghost on a Sunday. We'd be there. There'd be times, we were baptizing until 11 o'clock at night. It would just be wild and radical and apostolic to the core. And he was all fired up. This is how it would be. G.A. Mangan, everybody would be talking. He'd be over there eating his soup. Chill, steady, quiet. Anthony Mangan's going off about how we baptized 700 so far this year. He's fired up about it. Ain't that awesome, Matt? And Pastor Mangan's just, that's amazing. And the marshals and everybody's just clapping about baptizing 700. This is no joke. Sherry, I love you guys so much. You don't know how much I love you and your husband. You guys are like second parents. You're like parents. You're just good people. You've always been good people, and I love your kids too. Boy, I love your kids. Hey, listen to this. So I'm sitting there, and I'm excited too. I baptized 700. And I'm sitting right next to G.A. Mangan. He's the only one not celebrating. The only one. Listen, he is the only one who is not celebrating. Vesta was pumped. The marshals were pumped. Mickey was smiling. Gentry was smiling. Everybody was happy. Anthony was fired up, sharing. We baptized 700. Isn't that amazing? And G.A. Mangan looks over at me. I'll never forget it. And he had this look in his eyes. He had fire in his eyes. When he spoke, it was thunder. There was no minced words coming out of his mouth. Hey, he didn't need nothing. He didn't lack for nothing. He didn't need to impress anybody. He didn't care if it was Bill Clinton or T.D. Jakes. He'd lay their hand on their head and pray for them to speak in tongues. And he talked to them about it. He didn't care if you were the president or the biggest charismatic preacher on earth. When G.A. Mangan would get into the room, he would talk to you about baptism in Jesus' name and the Holy Ghost speaking in tongues. Wow. What a philosophy. What a concept. What a commitment. What a passion. Boy, I hope this younger generation understands the shoulders we're standing on. I hope you understand the wells we're getting to drink from and the houses we're getting to live in. We didn't build. Boy, this younger generation better really appreciate. Hold on, everybody. This younger generation better really appreciate. So, that being said, everybody's fired up about POA baptizing 700 this year. We got my boy Earl Fisher, and G.A. Mangan has this look of just, I don't know if it's just, I don't know how to describe the look. It wasn't celebratory. It wasn't happiness. It wasn't whatever. Hey, John Font says, morning with Maddix is a breath of fresh air. John, I appreciate you watching. John, you need to connect with all these. John, I need to get you connected, John Font, with some of the peeps, bro. I don't want to use the word army. The word army is in the Bible over 80 times. God has an army. God has a special forces. Hey, don't forget, the government is upon his shoulders. Hey, the government, you think it's so big? You think it's so big? Go watch The Wizard of Oz. Look at the man behind the curtain. That's all it is. Anyways, it's just the man behind the curtain, y'all. Just the man with the suit. And the man with what you think is... So he goes, looks at me. Everybody's fired up. He's eating his soup. He looks at me. And tears are in his eyes. Tears. Everybody's fired up. He looks at me with passion. Fierce look. And really, quite frankly, a look of disgust. And this is exactly what he says. This is how he says it. He goes, 700. He goes, that's nothing. Should be 70,000. And as soon as he said that, It's like, hold on, listen. He said, Jody's in the house, rockin' rod's in here. He wasn't playing. He wasn't joking. He was not complimenting the 700 being baptized. He wasn't excited about it. I mean, everybody at the table was, but he wasn't. And he looks at me and he says, 700. Should be 70,000. And I'll never forget Anthony Mangan looking right in my eyes, and you could see a tear literally start streaming down his face. That's how these people were, man. And he goes, you see, Matt? He goes, you always are asking how. You're always asking. I'll never forget it. He said, you're always asking how. You're always asking the secret. Well, you're seeing it. He said, that's what I grew up under. He said, that's my daddy. And that's exactly how they were. He meant it. When he said it should have been set. And you know what? The truth is, it should have been 70,000. When I look back on what we all had back in POA, we had everything right there to blow it up. And we just didn't. We didn't. We should have. We could have blown it up. Anthony Mangan could be running 15,000. He should have a bigger church than Joel Osteen and T.D. Jakes put together. You know. And anyway, so should Jeff Arnold. So that's the kind of passion they had, my friends. And that's the kind of passion it takes. You can't get around visionaries. You can't get around people that, have vision and passion and expect normal conversation. You can't get around people that are true visionaries and truly, truly live it. Marcel says, I am trying to read this. I seen one of the messages, but never got a reply back, Marcel. Well, I'm sorry about that. Please forgive me. That's on me. That's 100% on me. Send it again. Rissa, you in here? Tanner, my buddy Tanner. How you and Hunter doing, Bubba? Hey, Sherry, what's going on? Remember, on Instagram, I'm also live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube, everybody. I'm live on YouTube for you. So that being said, I was sitting there asking the Mangans, how do you grow a church? How do you do it? And she's telling me about you got to have buses. If you don't have buses, if you're not busing in children and you're not reaching for every single breathing person in your city and you're not willing to knock every door. She said, we worked the fields. She goes, you know how salespeople go out for 8 hours a day? We went out for 8 hours a day. We taught Bible studies. We had prayer meetings. When we had revivals, when they had revivals, they would have them 18 to 20 weeks. And it would be Tuesday through Sunday. Don't tell me you want revival, my friends. Don't tell me you want revival. That's how it would be. And, it was a lifestyle. It was a New Testament, true revival Mecca Center, if you would, and the GA and Vesta era, and really, quite frankly, through all eras that I remember. So, but definitely during the GA and Vesta Mangan era, I got to tell you stories because I saw it with my own eyes. I heard things. I watched leadership. I watched vision. I watched a man who was as powerful as you'll ever find. Go watch his message called Guarding the Truth from YouTube. Just type in G.A. Mangan, and it is one of the most powerful messages you'll ever hear. Literally one of the top 5 you'll ever hear. So that being said, it is in the field. So this is how they were, Mark. They were all about going to the hospitals, meet the chief of police, meet every judge, meet every attorney, go to every business and shake every business owner's hand. Their philosophy was, if you're going to be a pastor, you got to basically view yourself as the mayor of the city. You got to be willing to meet the people. You got to be a people person. The Mangans were people persons. They love people everywhere they went. It's not a show. They don't just do it on the stage. I watched them in the smallest restaurants. I watched them with the lowliest of people in the streets. In 14 years, my friends, every time that we went on outreach, Anthony Mangan went with us. Anthony Mangan left his office, and he would always go to the streets with us, knock the doors with us, pray with people with us. Anthony Mangan and I have baptized Muslims before, coming out of their apartments, just from Caleb Maddix and Anthony Mangan and I knocking on their door. So I know that this was a 7-day a week for them. They got 24-hour prayer. They have prayer every day. And back in those days, we would go out and we would do soul winning. We don't just go out and pass out flyers. You know, here, I'd like to invite you to our church. You ever watched how people invite others to church? Have you ever watched it? Cerna, how you doing? Hey, Chris Bacon in the house, Sherry Seller. Sherry, you would enjoy the last 20 minutes of what I've been doing. I've been talking about GA Investa, Anthony and Mickey, and the POA. And actually, I could probably tell you guys at least 250 stories from powerful things I saw and experiences. Don't think that me spending 2 hours with the Mangans is more equivalent than someone spending 100 hours with them, because I don't miss. I catch. More is caught than taught. I observe. I'm a sponge. I watch. I pick up on everything. I pick up on anything. I'm like a magnet. I'm like a sponge. And I have a deep, obsessive hunger to grow, to learn. And I never waste wisdom. I'll never waste wisdom. I never waste wisdom. Even when I'm with the homeless, they do more talking than I do, because I'm learning. I'm learning survival skills. I'm learning secrets. I'm learning, homeless people walk with God. They're in nature. They see things, they're totally depending on God. But anyway, so when we would go to POA, my friends, it was revival. It was soul winning from the time I landed until the time we left. And anyways, I remember we're sitting there having lunch. And I'm asking them how to grow a church, and she's going down the list. She's not holding nothing back. She's telling me, Matt, if you want to do it, this is how you do it. It's work. It's work. It's giving. It's loving people. It's loving the dirtiest. It's loving the lowliest. It's loving the richest. It's loving them all. Listen, if you ever want to learn love, go study POA. Go study the Mangans. Because I could tell you stories about their attitude about restoration, their attitude about mercy, their attitude about love, their attitude just about, it's an energy of pure love. So, but I got to tell you a quick story. So as Vesta Mangan's going off, I promise you, she probably went off for about an hour of all this church growth stuff, and maybe G.A. Mangan might have said 3 or 4 words. He would just sit there and listen and nod his head and smile. And then finally, I don't know what it was, but finally he just shakes his head no. He was like, and I've never seen him disrespect Vesta Mangan. Never one time did I see him disrespect Vesta Mangan. Oh, if I had it to do over again, I probably just would have moved there. I probably would just move there. If I had to do over again in history, I'd have moved there. And I'd have offered my son's mother, hey, if you're willing to move to Alexandria, But anyways, long story short, G.A. Mangan sat there and he shook his head. And finally, he slaps his hand on the table and he said, you want me to tell you how to build a church? He goes, I'll show you right now. He goes, all this stuff she said is good and it works. He goes, well, I'm going to show you the number one way to build a church. Well, those are pretty powerful words when G.A. Mangan is about to take the microphone, which you know what? He didn't care too much. He didn't feel the need to. I mean, when you got Vesta Mangan and Anthony Mangan, those are two of some of the most powerful personalities and speakers in history. Okay, in history, these are two of some of the most powerful personalities in history. So G.A. Mangan just felt a calm, cool, quiet, confident, but when he spoke, let me tell you, when he spoke, he said there's only one way you can build a church. And he said, and he put his finger up like he could, how he did it. And he said, you want to build a church? He said, you got to go and find the gold in everybody. And then he starts eating his soup. He didn't need to continue to elaborate. He didn't need to, because when he spoke a principle, there was nothing to add to it. Hey, knocking doors, teaching Bible studies, running buses, feeding the poor. Come on, visiting business owners, having lunches and dinners and breakfasts and meetups. And, basically, guys, it's a kingdom lifestyle. It's not a Sunday thing for an hour. It's a kingdom thing. It's a lifestyle thing. It's an everyday thing until it becomes every day. You don't know the way. If you think it's just Sunday, you don't know the way. Until you know the power of every day, you won't be able to stay. Boy, and this is what he said, and I miss him too, Sherry. I miss him. Oh, you don't know how much my heart aches, Sherry. God let me be close to all the greats. No, I was balancing so much, but if I could do it all over again, I'd have stayed even closer. I even think about the year I was there in Gainesville with Jeff Arnold. Should I have stayed 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more years? Should we have stayed forever? Boy, you never know, though, guys. You can't connect the dots You can't connect the dots until you look back. They're not going to connect until you look back. But the truth is, hey, Sherry, and you know what? Thank you, Earl. Earl, man, how you doing? I missed out, buddy. What did I miss out on, Mark? Not moving there? Yeah, I probably should have moved there. Boy, we all talked about it, and it probably should have happened in history. It probably should have. Boy, it probably should have. Don't think little Caleb Maddix wasn't sitting around those people gleaning and asking questions, because as a teenager, he was. He wasn't sitting on. There is nothing that shows the quality of who you are as a family if your children are in the presence of great people and they're on their phones. This literally shows that your family is low quality. You are not a high quality family, and you have not taught your children respect or values, and you've not taught your children how to respect or know who you're sitting with. I'm going to tell you right the frick now, in all of my years of preaching out, there wasn't a moment that Caleb Maddix was allowed to just sit there on his phone while we were with these great preachers. A lot of these great preachers have spoiled their kids. You were tough on the saints, easy on your kids. And it's ridiculous how many... Look at that, Mark. How many? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many lazy kids we're raising, how many disrespectful kids we're raising, how many kids that don't know how to carry on a doggone conversation that's outside. Go ahead and give my fries large. First of all, who the heck? I was getting fries the other day and they asked me, what size would you like them to be? And I thought to myself, order small fries? Who would even order medium fries? Are you really asking me? Are we in a society where a human will order small fries? Yeah, Mark, it's all you got to do is find the strengths and the gold in people. I could build my entire movement off of homeless people, friends. Literally could build my entire movement off of broke, half fried, lost homeless people. Do you realize the power of those people, the talent, the wisdom? You ready for this? The gold. See, when G.A. Mengen told Matt Maddix, find the gold in everybody, you see, I didn't write that on a notepad. I wrote it in my brain. A lot of you take notes on notepads, but you don't take notes in your heart and notes in your brain and notes in your soul. See, I take notes. Okay? I take notes. Jesus said, watch and pray. That's why that song said, when you've tried everything and everything has failed, try Jesus. Oh, when you've tried everything and everything has failed, try Jesus. I'll tell you right now, my friend, I've tried it all. I can't say I've tried it all because there's a few things I wouldn't try. I can't lie. I wouldn't try. It's like Boudreaux and Thibodeau said once. I'm going to tell you a story about Boudreaux and Thibodeau. It's too controversial. I think I'll have to say Boudreaux and Thibodeau for a Friday story. It's a little too controversial for a Thursday. Well, I may wait till a Sunday till you're all prayed through to hear this. Hey, what about being prayed through every day? Huh? When you've tried everything and everything has failed, try Jesus. You see, we are used to picking out people's flaws. We're used to criticizing, hating, judging, gossiping. We're used to seeing people's weaknesses. And it's like we totally forget that this person with the weakness, as deep as a person's weakness is, they have that same depth of strengths. People have value. People matter. People are gold. People are wise. People have skills. They have talent. They have experience. And you know, every human wants to contribute. Every human wants to feel like they matter. Every human has a hidden sign on their chest. You want to know what it says? Hey, can you just make me feel important? You know, I would go to some churches and I would walk out of there and I would say, well, I know why they only have 20 people in here. And then I would leave the Haneys and I would leave the Mengens and I would say, well, I know why thousands flock here. You see, my friends, do you have love? Do you have restoration? Boy, do you have passion? Every rose has a thorn. Every rose does have a thorn. Boy, but if it don't have a thorn, it ain't a rose. What's Tanya's strength? Finding the good in everybody, seeing the gold in people. Hey, and if you don't have the ability to look past a man's weakness and a man's, some things are just, it's like Jeff Arnold, okay? Look, some things are just downright culture. He's a New Yorker. He's going to be a New Yorker till he dies. Some things are just his wiring from childhood, from being a New Yorker who you don't understand. Until you understand New Yorkers, you won't understand Jeff Arnold. If Jeff Arnold only preached in New York and pastored in New York, if Jeff Arnold took his church in Gainesville and put it in New York City, it probably would have 10,000 members in it. Okay? Because New Yorkers are tough. They like it straight. They like it up front. They like it strong. And a lot of things that are offensive to most Americans, New Yorkers are like, okay. All right. I don't get what the problem is. It's like, it's like the first time I became Jeff Arnold's youth pastor. Boy, you want to talk about stories being Jeff Arnold's youth pastor? Boy, talk about, I know how to walk through landmines. I know how to navigate multiple personalities. I know how to juggle teenagers, parents, and Jeff Arnold. I can tell you some Jeff Arnold stories that'll make you cry laughing. That'll make you cry because they're so powerful. And I can tell you right now, what are you talking about, Earl? What are you wanting me, buddy? What are you wanting? What do you want to know, Earl? What are you going to learn from, Mark? Tanya, same. I've learned from you and Tanya already. I'm a watcher. I'm an observer. I'm a student. Hey, masters are just hungry students. Hey, a master, if a master is not learning, he's not a master. If a master is not hunger for wisdom and knowledge, he's not a master. He just holds position. He's ego. He's false success. Bible talks about false prophets. Well, there's a lot of things out here. Aren't you guys proud of me? How long have I been live and I haven't even hit on politics this morning? You don't appreciate me like you should. You know what? The Mangans sure appreciated me. Shoot. Boy, when a lot of people were hating me, they were loving me. They were protecting. They were saying, no, nope. We love him. He's safe here. We're going to have him here. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying back in the good old days. Earl, I'm not understanding, buddy. I'm not understanding, Bubba. Two things to add to your life. I'm just not sure I can say these two things online in America anymore. I don't know. I don't know if we're allowed to say truth or love. I mean, I don't know what's what anymore. Do you guys? You guys know what's what? That being said, no. I mean, I remember it's like, I don't feel like people show, for example, Jeff Arnold should have the night service of every major apostolic conference until he dies. I'm talking he should be a night keynote speaker of general conference until he dies. He should have the Wednesday night of youth congress, general conference, because of the times, and every other major conference until he dies. He's a teacher. He is a true he's the greatest preacher in the world. He can break down the Bible like nobody you've ever seen. He's the most moral preacher we have. He's the most honest. He's the most sincere. And quite frankly, he's one of the only ones I've never seen lose the spirit of a new convert. So I am a fan. I am a pusher. I am a defender of the legendary Jeff Arnold. You see, I am kind of like the kid who loves their mother and their father, but yet their mother and father don't talk and don't get along. That hurts a kid, doesn't it? Man, boy, it hurts me when I see people like Jeff Arnold not preaching it because of the times, or, yeah, they let him come to general conference, but they stick him during the daytime. That's BS. He needs to be night service every year. He's earned that as a voice, as an elder in that movement. He's earned it as the amount of time he's traveled and preached at Pentecostal churches, and the amount of time that he's given away from his beautiful home that he loves in Florida, and his beautiful wife and his daughter and his grandson and his cars and his handball and the sunshine of Florida. I know what it's like to leave beautiful Florida sunny days to fly somewhere and go preach. I know what it's like to live the hotel life and be stuck on these planes and stuck on runways for 2 hours, and your bags get lost, and you check in your hotel and they got one room left, and you check into it and there's black pubic hairs all over the bed, and the shower's been used and it's a mess, but there's no other rooms. The travel life isn't. But so for Jeff Arnold to be in his 70s, to give 40 plus years to the United Pentecostal Church and still not be awarded a night service at General Conference, that's dishonor. That's just basically continuously dishonoring one of the few great voices they even have left. What are you guys going to do when all the elders die? What are you going to do? Listen how many we've already lost. Should I start naming the names of the greats that the United Pentecostal Church has already lost? I just can't believe it. I'm praying to Jesus. I'm praying. This is the 40th anniversary of Because of the Times. I would be shocked if they don't have Jeff Arnold back. I mean, that has to happen in history. It has to. He didn't commit a sin. He didn't do anything immoral. He didn't cheat on his wife. He didn't go get drunk at a bar. And quite frankly, I think he's had an amazing attitude considering that he was the closing speaker of Because of the Times for almost 40 years. And, to give that much time and energy and that much value and that much of your voice and to have that much of a gift from God among us still and not utilize it? Hey, turn Jeff Arnold loose. Turn him loose. How much more time do we have with him? Thank God for Arnie's Garage. Thank God for his books. Thank God that we literally could watch his preaching for the next 10 years and not run out of stuff. But you don't understand about the fresh word that he can give at a conference that could change the direction of the body of Christ. You don't understand. It's about a fresh word from a real prophet, from somebody who's pure, from somebody who walks with God, from somebody who's an elder, from somebody who's a household name on earth. Listen, not only Pentecostals watch Jeff Arnold preaching, you know how many massive pastors and other denominations privately study Jeff Arnold? Do you understand how many tens of thousands of pastors study his preaching just to get sermon ideas? That you could watch one Jeff Arnold message and literally get 25 sermons. If I called Jeff Arnold this morning, which I might, I could be on the phone with him 30 minutes, and I have written down 17 preaching titles. You know how many times he says to me, "Hey, Doc, I'll give you one here. You can preach." I've learned through the years that the real ones tend to stay the real ones. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? Hey, real kind of stays real here. Earl, I didn't see you, Bubba. Earl, out of here. I didn't see what you said, buddy. Why you leaving me, man? Who wants to come live for about 10 minutes before I gotta go? Instagram, you loving live? You loving Morning with Maddix? Boy, Jeff Arnold should be preaching at Youth Congress. I don't know how they can make that happen. But if that thing only comes around every 2 years, they better sneak him in there somehow, some way. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. Can't we have church till midnight? My God, what do? Just run to the mall? They run to the restaurants? Come on. Go ahead and open it up and turn Jeff Arnold loose. Give him an hour. So, we're going to have 2 speakers at night. Jeff Arnold's going to be one of them. Give me about 2 minutes, Johnny, and I'll let you on, buddy. We'll talk, John. You got a word? You got a word that day, Mark? You were there? Shoot. And, so I say to myself, I love the United Pentecostal Church. I invested 24 years into it, actually more than that, because I was around it before I got licensed, and quite frankly, I still invest into it. I am not anti-UPC. I'm just anti how they treat some people, man, like Jeff Arnold. Hey, this is Jeff Arnold. When are you ever going to have another like him? When are you ever going to have another like Jeff Arnold? When? How? No. Do you know he's getting up there in age? Did you not just watch? We don't even have the Haney's anymore. Do you not see, my friends? I understand he can't travel like he used to. He shouldn't have to travel like he used to. We should be sending private planes to pick him up. There's no reality in which we should not be showing Jeff Arnold more honor. He needs to be honored for what he's done for missions, for what he's done for Pentecost, for the amount of preachers' lives and preachers' wives that he's saved, the amount of people that he's saved from losing their minds, the amount of hope he's given, the amount of love that he's given, the amount of time. And yet he's maintained humility. He's humble. He's literally humble. He's a humble, powerful elder. He's a gift. He's got a word from God, a fresh word. And he tells it like it is. He's not afraid of the system. He's not bought. He's not trying to be, a Joel Osteen or a whatever, He's pure. He wants revival, the miraculous. Zach, we were just talking to some friends. Listen, here's the sad thing. To go take a trip to his church today, you won't get the same feel because he probably won't even be there. Because it's a whole new church with a whole new reign of leadership. And I don't even think he really attends that church right now. I think he goes to a church in Ocala. But the thing you got to do, though, Zach, is one day I'd love to arrange maybe for you to meet him. If you ever get to meet him and have lunch with him. You know what I'm saying? But Sherry Sellers in the house. I would love for him to come back. There's not a person. Imagine this. Imagine. Just dream with me if BOTT for year 40 turned me and Jeff Arnold loose. Just dream. Just dream. Year 40, if Anthony Mangan said, you know what? Look, we're in the last days. This country's in trouble. We need revival like never before. You know what? Let's turn Maddix loose and let's turn Jeff Arnold loose. What the heck would happen if that happened? Boy, I guarantee it'd be trending on Twitter. I guarantee you it would cause a revival like Pentecost has never seen in history. So whether that happens or not, it probably should happen. It may not. I'm going to love the Mangans the same. It's kind of like I said, I love the Mangans. I don't necessarily agree with them letting Jeff Arnold off BOTT, but guess what? That's his conference. That's his choice. He knows what he's doing too. They're both great. They're both love each other. And, I'm one of the few that can probably talk about this because who wants to talk about this, right? But my honor and love for both the Mangans and the Arnolds kind of puts me in a position where it's kind of like my son talking about me and his mother. He loves them both. He probably don't agree with some of the things I did as a dad. He probably don't agree with, I know he don't agree with some of the things his mother did. But that's just life, That's just life in the kingdom. It happened in the New Testament. It happened in our day. Look what happened to Tekla Marion, man. Whoa, look at the giants we've lost in history. Look at the giants. Look at the powerful people we've lost in history. So yeah, there's a vacancy for discipleship. There's a vacancy for real preaching. What are we going to do when we lose the Jeff Arnolds and we no longer have people that truly tell it like it is and all of our preaching is now for popularity and sermonizing and it's cute and it's to get people to shout. Jeff Arnold was one of the few people that would turn the pulpit around and preach to the preachers. Oh, you can't preach to preachers. Well, he was one of the few that had enough God in him, and he wasn't a sellout. He wasn't trying to be political, and he wasn't trying to run for nothing. The only thing he wanted to do was revival and Jesus. He's as pure as I've seen. But he tells it like it is. He tells the truth, and it's Ruth, and it's brutal. And guess what? Isn't that what we all loved and appreciated about Jeff Arnold for 40 years, and now all of a sudden it's not good enough? I thought that's what we all loved and appreciated about him, that he would say anything. Hey, if you cut off Jeff Arnold, you couldn't have handled the prophets of the Bible. You couldn't have handled the preaching of the Bible. You couldn't have handled Jesus. You couldn't have handled the apostles' preaching. Oh, my friends, look at where we are as a nation when one of our own prophets, one of our own elders is not even honored and esteemed in 2023. Boy, that's scary to me. That's scary to me, y'all. That makes me a little nervous at the lack of honoring for Jeff Arnold. Boy, there's something about that makes me a little like, ooh, who are we? Where are we? And where are we going? Because listen, oh, how the mighty have fallen. That's not always a spiritual failure. Sometimes the mighty go and God takes them. Hey, who's going to fill their shoes? Who's going to fill their shoes, my friends? Who is going to accept the mantles? Who is going to carry, guys, even at the tomb of the unknown soldier, every time they change guards, the message is orders remain unchanged. Sooner or later, all of us have to take responsibility for our legacy. We have to take responsibility for our nation. We have to take responsibility for the protection of our children and the protection of truth and the protection of wisdom and the protection of purity. Guys, Jeff Arnold was the purest among us. He made you laugh. He made you think. Okay? And he did what needed to be done. In a preacher-only organization, who will preach to the preachers? Jeff Arnold has taught me more. I've learned more from Jeff Arnold. I got to have tea with him for 4 to 5 hours a day. 43rd Street Deli. I'm telling you, every day that I was his youth pastor, we went to 43rd Street Deli because he loved me, because I was one of the few that didn't just sit there and try to talk the whole time. I sat there and asked questions and let him teach the Bible for 3, 4, 5 hours. We got to do a better job. We got to restore honor in America. Hey. Whoa, honor. Let's look and see how many times the word honor is in the Bible, huh? How many times is the word honor in the Bible? 20 times. 20 times the Bible, 147 times the Bible talks about honor. Well, let's just look up at what the word honor means. Just to remind all of us in America, because we need to restore honor. We need to honor Mother Earth. We need to honor our veterans. My God, I don't know how we can do this again, but we really need to restore honor in our presidents. We even need to restore honor in our public servants. Honor, and listen, it's on their shoulders to do. Respect is always earned, always earned. And the fastest way to earn respect with people is to love and to serve. If people know that you genuinely love them and you genuinely want to serve them, they will go to the ends of the earth for you. They will forgive you. They will show mercy on your weaknesses. But if people feel like you're a fraud and they feel like you're lying and they feel like you're trying to trick them and manipulate them and snow them, you'll lose credibility with them forever. Friends of mine, we need to restore honor for Mother Earth. We need to restore honor for each other, honor for thy fellow man, honor for our veterans, honor. You should feel more honored to meet a veteran than you do a celebrity. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store to buy some groceries for Mama Sarah, my homeless angel. She's been homeless for 25 years, okay? So she's been homeless because God called her to be homeless, not because she wants to be homeless. She misses a home. We talk about it. She misses having a kitchen. She's been on the streets for 9,125 nights. 9,125 nights she's been on the streets. Because God has called her. She's there for service. Friends, there's 7 little words we're all hoping to hear at the end of our life. Jesus is going to look at us and he's literally going to say 7 simple words. Well done. Well, to hear the words well done, you've got to well do. It's about doing and going, not sitting and thinking. It's about doing and going and learning and failing and hurting and letting God back you up. Some of you are way overthinking it, and that's why you don't have the supernatural. And that's why you don't have miracles, because you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the right amount of money. Listen, I've been doing gospel work, missions work for 31 years, and I've yet to experience financial security. I've yet to experience financial peace in 31 years. 31 years of soul winning, feeding the poor, reaching for the homeless teens of America, the fatherless, single mothers, widows, pouring my soul out in this nation, giving down to my last meal, trying to keep as many of the homeless fed and clothed as I humanly could while traveling and preaching the gospel as a single dad for 14 years and raising my son and trying to protect his innocent mind from the school system and from the BS of religion and protect his mind from the BS of the success industry. That was not easy to navigate, my friends, okay? That was not easy. YouTube, I'm sorry I don't look at you more. I'm over here looking at YouTube or Facebook and Twitter. But honor, where is honor? I was at the grocery store yesterday buying groceries for my homeless angel. And, if Zach's on here, Zach, you and your wife were a part of that. You guys blessed the Jesus mission this week. And I was able to go get her about $200 worth of things that she needed. And I can't wait to introduce you and Kayla and Mark and Tanya to Sarah. If you love Warren, wait till you meet Sarah. I just don't always take everybody around all of my homeless people right away. But I know some hidden angels around here. I know people that are not from here. I know people that have time traveled. I know people that are from multiple dimensions. I know people that have a power from another world, a kingdom within them, a knowledge that isn't human knowledge. They have cheat codes. They have secrets from God. And if you're willing to slow down and sit with them, see, you don't know the power of sitting with a master. You see, that's the real power of the Mary and Martha story in the Gospels, is that Martha was busy and she was serving, but Mary sat at his feet. You don't know the power of sitting with powerful people. And really, Jesus sat with the doctors for 3 days, right? Because you got to learn to go deeper. You got to learn to sit still sometimes and not rush your connection and not rush your conversation, because sometimes it won't happen until 2 or 3 or 4 hours deep. Then the wisdom start coming out. Then the stories start coming out. That's why I do my morning with Maddix almost 2 to 3 hours long every morning. I realize not everybody's got that amount of time every day. My own son don't even have that amount of time to watch this every day. But he does. He watches in faster speed. He watches it while he's walking. Plus, so by the way, Caleb Maddix, how you doing, son? He's in Thailand right now. Tanya, that makes me laugh. I guarantee you I'll be speaking at your funeral, but I'm hoping that we just don't have funerals. I've already told my son, I said, boy, you better hear me like you've never heard me. I don't want no 2 doggone hour funeral. I want my funeral to be like a revival. I want 6 nights, take the 7th night off. You need 6 nights to celebrate me. You can't do it in 2 hours. That's not enough time to show all the pictures and videos and tell all the stories. And I want it recorded. I want it on every social media platform, because my life is a story. It's a message. Some of us out here are living messages for you. We are walking billboards. What we speak is for you. The things we've created is for you. And some of us literally came to this planet for you. And I know you appreciate it. And I know my girl Emma's on here. Emma, how you doing? Tanya's over here confessing that she don't like to shop. Boy, I tell you what Tanya will do, though. She'll go shop for those homeless. She's got a little homeless lady she takes care of over there in Hobbs. She goes and buys her things, and she goes and shops for MJ and Warren. Tanya, you may not like shopping, but I've seen you shop for the homeless. Boy, they'll get you moving. Get out of Tanya's way when it comes time for soul winning and mission. Get out of her way. Turn her loose. Look, honor. Here's what the word honor means. So I was in the grocery store yesterday, and I walked down the aisle, and I saw a gentleman wearing a Vietnam hat. You know, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Do you know the night? Do you know the night? Do you know the night? Do you know the sounds of war? Do you know mission? No, because you can't spell mission without miss. The first 4 letters of mission are miss. Boy, you sit there and you can pass by a veteran in America. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. It'll always be there. There's no taking down the flag. If you knew the history of the Star Spangled Banner, you'd cry more when you sing it. I saw that Vietnam vet. I just wanted to shake his hand. You see an NBA player, you want your picture with them. I don't even want my picture with them anymore. At this point, it's just like, these celebrities, it's hard for me to be mesmerized by much when I've already met the real greats, when I've already sat with the real, when I've already sat among kings and celebrities and the rich and billionaires and actors and politicians and you name it. But I've also sat with the most powerful spiritual people that have ever walked this earth. And I've probably sat with more homeless people than anybody you'll ever watch online. I don't mean feed. Yes, I've fed, but I'm talking about sit with them. I'm talking about the time. Listen, anybody can throw a meal at them. Anybody can just go give them some food. But it's the time. It's the investment. It's the investment of time. Okay? It's the Bible says, he that walks with wise men shall be wise. You become what you walk with. John Fine, you still on? You ready to come on a few? You ready to vibe? I forgot you. John, you still on? You love my singing, says Emma. All right, Emma. I appreciate that. But I do need to get them guitar lessons. Okay, I'll take that. It doesn't look good, does it? I'll get them guitar lessons in. All right, I'll keep the guitar out of Morning with Maddix until I know how to play a little. I'm okay with the good feedback. Ladies know how to give you easy feedback. Smart men know how to take that easy feedback and be like, all right, I hear you. I feel you. I don't got to do anything other than just hear you because I hear exactly what you're saying, Emma. I hear and feel. You hear me? I hear, I feel, I see. Guys, it's about feeling, it's about hearing, it's about seeing, and then it's about, wow, we got my friend Mandy Clark coming on in the house. Boy, does that ever make me smile? Those are friends that show up. Let me tell you about them. Her and her husband, we We go way back. Our sons played ball together. Jason Clark's a friend. He'll be in my wedding. Jason Clark is a funny one. He's one that'll show up. Jason and Mandy are real. How you doing over there, Tanner? Tanner, when you going to come live with me, Bubba, soon? You're out there shining and crushing. I'm grateful we're connected in the apocalypse. John Fulmer is saying what, John? Brandy's here. The word honor. So I saw this Vietnam vet. And I wanted to shake his hand because you don't know the opportunities. Those are going to be few and far between. There's going to be a generation of our kids that won't even have any Vietnam vets remaining. They're getting older. And I looked at him and I thanked him. And he was so pure. He was so humble. He was a little old man. And his hand shook as I shook it. And I said, sir, I just want to tell you, I don't personally think that any of you have gotten the love and honor that you deserve. And I said, I just personally want you to know that meeting you to me is meeting a star. It's meeting the most powerful of America. And man, he looked at me with the purest. He said, hearing this, meeting you, seeing you, son, he said it made it worth it all. And guys, he had real tears coming down his face. And I got so choked up. And I thought to myself, you know what, God, how long does it take? What did that take? 30 seconds to a minute to stop in a grocery store and just say, thank you, sir. And not just, sometimes you stop them and say thank you. And sometimes you really just stop and you let them talk. You know, you feel it out. If they want to talk, you let them talk, you know. But the word honor means high respect, high esteem. Ready? High esteem, high respect, honor for Mother Earth, honor for authority, honor for our nation, honor for our flag, honor for our national anthem, honor for one another. It means high respect. It means high esteem. It also means adherence to what is right or a standard of conduct. It means, guys, the word honor means to demonstrate high respect. Where is that in America? Do we show honor for our soldiers? Do we show honor for our police officers? Do we show honor to our parents? Do we show honor to our children? Do we show honor to our grandparents? Do we show high respect in this nation? Hey, honor heals all. Honor restores all. Honor is the answer. You hear me? You hear me like you've never heard me. Mandy, it's good to see you. Boy, I sure love you and your family, Mandy. You tell them I said hi, and I see old Logan. I saw Logan's the first time I ever saw him play baseball. I looked at my son. I said, we're recruiting him. I walked up to Jason. I said, are you the dad of that kid right there? He goes, yeah. He said, well, listen, my name is Maddix. And you know what? The moment that happened, Mandy, our lives forever changed, didn't it? It forever changed the moment I walked up to Jason. I'll never forget it. Little old Logan had just ripped a double, stole third base, scored. I mean, the passion he had. He must have been 8 or 9. The passion he had, the look in his eyes, the humility, the respect. And then meeting Jason and then meeting you. I'm like, yep, these are the good ones. John, you still in here, John Fon? You left early, didn't you, Johnny? We'll be down there soon, Mandy. You know us, don't we always have fun? Mandy, tell my Facebook friend I'm actually normal in real life. Can you please vouch for me that in real life I'm normal, I'm safe, we laugh, we have fun. All we do is laugh when we hang out. You ever hang out with me, you'll find out Mandy and Jason, they've been down serving the homeless many, many times. They used to come every Sunday night. Boy, Mandy, I'll be real with you. My friends in St. Peter are a whole lot better than my friends in good old, John Fon. Sign out and sign back on, and it'll let me click you on video. You got to sign out of this live and then jump back on. Mandy, my friends in St. Peter are a whole lot better than my friends in Arizona. Yeah, Mandy loves and believes in me so much, she's willing to introduce me to a friend of hers. Mandy, I just got so busy, I never texted her back. I just get so busy, Mandy, and forget sometimes. We never stop laughing. Boy, we don't. It's because y'all have good energy. Good energy knows good energy. Maddie, John, you coming on for a few? What we going to talk about? What soundtrack is on in the background? Why, do you hear something? I must have had something playing out here. Hold on. Oh, thank you, Jesus. See, on my monitor, Zach, not my TV, but my monitor. On my monitor, every morning when I wake up on YouTube, I put on backgrounds. I keep backgrounds on. I don't like black monitor screens. So I have backgrounds of like fish tanks, space, mountains, beach, campfire, you name it, whatever vibe I'm feeling. So I had a background going of angels. And apparently I had some angel music with it too, Zach. So I forgot I had it on. Who's on here on Instagram? We got Brittany jumping on. How you doing, Brittany? What's going on with you? Tiffany Lloyd all the way from, where you at, Tiff? You in Mississippi? Good old Mississippi. Boy, do I love Mississippi. All right, I'm going to get me guitar lessons. You guys are going to see by Christmas, I'm going to be singing y'all Christmas songs on my guitar. I will have known at least I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, or at least I'll be home for Christmas. You know, if we're going to celebrate a holiday in the name of Jesus, why don't we make it around the poor this year? Anybody ever stop to just think, hey, I know we're all hurting down here. I know we're all whatever, but has anybody just ever stopped to think, how does all this make God feel? How does all this make Jesus feel in his name? I wouldn't want people taking Matt Maddix's name in vain. I remember, Tiff, let me tell you about old Matt Maddix. I have a way of remembering. I have a way of remembering, and I have a way of forgetting. You see, it's a gift I have, and all of you need to develop this gift. It's the gift of remembering, and it's the gift of forgetting. A lot of times people will say something, and I'll be like, I don't remember that. They say, yeah, but I'm telling you, I literally do not remember it. You're going to have to tell me it again, and even when they tell me, I look at them with a stare look, because I'm like, did you dream this? Did we time lapse together? Is this a past life remembrance? Because I don't remember this. I'll have people tell me stuff that whatever, but then I can remember things like nobody. I can remember people's names. I can remember things I was taught. I can remember experiences. I can remember stories, but I've got a lot to file through my brain real fast, if you can tell. Have you ever thought how quick we need to file through our brain to grab a story or remember a story? But honor, where is honor? The word honor is in the Bible 147 times. Honor is simple. It's just high respect and high esteem. Oh, wow. What if you lovers, instead of criticizing and nitpicking and always trying to change each other and always trying to pull each other's weaknesses and all, what if you just restored honor? What if you just looked at your lover with honor again? even in spite of their past, spite of all their past, spite of their mistakes, insufficiencies, spite of the things they didn't show up, they didn't do, they didn't provide, they didn't meet your love language. Hey, a lack of meeting your spouse's love language is not an excuse for dishonor. Okay? Outside Christmas music does sound fun, doesn't it? Aren't you in the Christmas mood already, Tanya? I just had somebody ask me where my spiritual warfare prayer guide is. You guys want to hear something real quick? Nobody knows how much of my stuff got lost in history. I feel like I got thrown into the middle of the ocean with no life preserver, no boat, no nothing. And I feel like I got handed a plane to fly with no experience of flying. I could tell you the analogies of my life. Yes, it's so true, Tiff. YouTube, how you doing, YouTube? We got highly favored saying, what's up? I'm doing great. I'm enjoying life. I do these YouTubes for you. Mourning with Maddix is so you don't have to mourn. You hear me? Don't forget the government is on his shoulders. As big as this to an ant may look huge, right? But to God, it's just the government. He's like, oh. That's sitting on my shoulders here. It's on Jesus' shoulders. He's flying through this earth. You hear me? Everybody's like, who's controlling it? Who is controlling the government? And we don't know. I mean, we've heard everything. I'm not even going to start naming this group, that group, this family name, that family name. Maybe it's the 13 bloodlines. We don't know. But we know all of it is on his shoulders. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. Hey, he's got the world in his hands, my friends. Do you got the world in your hands? Nope, but he does. He's on time. He's never late. He's never stressed. He's got a master plan. Even in your life, he's got a plan. It's all going to work together. Hey, you're going to get sweeter. You're not going to get more sour. You're going to get sweeter. Hey, you're going to be more positive. You're not going to feel tense. You're going to feel free. You're going to have peace. You're going to have joy. You're going to have love from above. Love from above, baby. Joy. Hey, it said joy. Joy. Friends, a river of joy. Living water. Do you got living water in your life? Do you got some living water? Do you got some peace? Because he can give peace that passes understanding. Bible said it's joy unthinkable, joy unspeakable, and full of glory. It's full of glory. It's the story. And my friends, boy, I love that right there. Tanya, Mark proposed with a ring. Look what you guys have done. Mark proposed with a ring and made her sing. He made a ring out of aluminum foil. How many ladies would laugh at that and cherish that? Boy, a lot of ladies would say no if a man got on his knees with a little tinfoil ring and said, baby, this is all I got. But I'm asking you if you'll go with me. Shoot, that's probably how I need to propose next time. I need to pretend like I ain't got nothing. And that's kind of my goal. But anyways, that being said, I'm going to leave you guys. If Matt's not coming back on, Matt John, are you coming back on? I didn't see you sign back on. It's the only way I can let you on videos for you to sign back off, sign back on. It's weird like that. Maybe you want to wait till tomorrow, Maddie. I'm down. Sorry, I forgot to bring you on earlier, bub. Listen, we need to restore honor like never before. We need to honor each other. We need to honor each other's strengths, protect each other's weaknesses, okay? We are not on earth to spend our time talking about another human's weaknesses. We are not on earth to spend our time picking apart another person's failure or another person's sins. Don't we remember the sentence that Jesus said? He that is without sin. Guys, He that is without sin, you can cast stones. Basically, what Jesus was saying was shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Leave her alone. Don't cast the stone. Leave her alone. My friends, I just got a call. I'm not small. I just got a call. Make sure I'm still live on YouTube. So live on good old Instagram, fam. How you doing? All right, I'm going to let y'all go here in about 5 minutes because I got to leave you with this. Is there any story I started I didn't finish? Is there anything I started that I didn't finish? All I know is this. Jesus said in the end, he's going to say 7 words. 7 words. Here they are. You ready? Here they are. 7 words. 7 is heaven. 7 is heaven. Well done. There's 2 words. Good. Are you good? Are you good out here, guys? Are you a good person? Are you good when no one's looking? Are you good to your neighbors? Are you good to your family? Are you good to people at your church? Are you good in your community? Are you good? Are you a good person? Are you a good soul? He said, well done. First 2 words, well done. Hey, why would Jesus need to say the words well done? Because you were put here to do some stuff. Okay? There's some stuff God has for you to do. So the first 2 words are well done. And then he says, good. You ready? He said, well done, you good, faithful servant. Good, faithful servant. Ready? Well done, good, faithful servant. Well done, you good, faithful servant. Faithful, okay? Well done, good, faithful servant. Let's look at these just 4 things. Let's look at how well you are doing at being good. Let's look at how well you are doing at being faithful. Faithful is faithful, guys. Faithful is steady. Faithful is not extreme. Okay, the word faithful is in the Bible 78 times. Okay, I'm going to remind you what the word faithful means. It means remaining loyal. It means true to the facts. It means an adherence to the promise. To observance of duty, if you would. So when Jesus said, hey, well done, good. Let's first look at good. How well are you doing at being good? How well are you doing at being faithful, loyal? How well are you doing at adhering to the promises or the observance of duty? Huh? Your calling, your mission. Are you faithful to your mission? Are you faithful to your purpose? Are you faithful to your legacy? Are you faithful to God? Are you faithful? He said, the only thing I'm looking for is people that are good and people that are faithful. And the last thing he said was, well done, you good and faithful servant. So true, Mark Beeman. Y'all follow Mark. You'll love him. Tiffany says I'm awesome. The algorithm doesn't want us talking, says John Fon. John, we'll fix that then, buddy. Tomorrow morning then, when you click go, something happened because I got to see a blue thing on the bottom of your name that says bring them on camera. Like, for example, Mark don't have his. But Shelly Hart has hers because she just signed on, and that's my buddy. We got Shelly Hart on here. You guys will love her. My goodness. Hey, any of you gentlemen that are single out there, and you're a real gentleman, and you're a powerhouse, and you're a world changer, and you're a soul, and you're a traveler, and you're a writer, and you're just an expresser, Shelly Hart's a keeper. Boy, you can't even pronounce her last name without heart. She's got a heart. She's got a heart as big as America. She's an American mother. She's got powerful daughters, and she's a powerful lady who went out there and crushes it in real estate. Shelly, how you doing, Shells? Shelly is the author of Unbreakable Faith. Hey, do you have unbreakable faith? Hey, what's the first words of faithful? Faith. Huh? That's what Jesus is looking for. He said, well done, good, faithful servant. How you doing? Meaning, how's your serving going? How faithful is your serving? How faithful is your serving? How loyal are you to your service? Because the word serve, you hear me? I want you to hear something. The word success is only in the Bible one time, one. But the word servant is in the Bible 494 times. You're on earth to serve. You're breathing to serve. It's about one word, others. Hey, Joy, Jesus, others, yourself, others, Jesus. Let it all flow. Love you, love others, love Jesus, love others, love yourself. And at the end of it all, that's why I said, oh, you don't got to be perfect. He didn't say, well done, perfect. He didn't say anything about perfect. He didn't say anything about holy. He didn't say anything about righteous. He didn't say anything about all the rules you kept. He said, well done, because you were good and you were faithful and you were a servant. Hey, three things. Were you good? Were you a faithful? And were you a servant? Well, my friends, I love you so much. Thanks for watching. It was an amazing morning with Maddix. Share this out. You that are watching the replay, comment what was your biggest takeaway. Thank you so much, Matt Fon, John Fon, 100%. Tomorrow's Friday. Come live within the first probably 15 minutes, Maddie. Let me just get about 15 minutes going and then jump in and we'll go live tomorrow. You guys will love John Fon. He's a real one. I've known him since. We'll tell some great stories, won't we, John Fon? I'll bet John Fon and I could tell 5 of some of the most powerful stories. I was his youth pastor way back in Tampa Bay. I've known him for over 30 years or 29 years-ish. I love you guys. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. And stay strong. Stay hungry, stay positive, stay good, stay faithful, and keep serving. Just love to serve. We're here to serve. That's why we're here. I love you. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Instagram. You are amazing, Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Well, I didn't know I was still live on YouTube, y'all.